What's good, people? I'm back. It's Sorare game week 42. I'm going to run through my lineups and tips for this current game week, and also run you through the competition where, if we finish in the rewards that week, I'll be giving it away to one of you guys. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump into it. Just some quick housekeeping and general sort of things to go over before we start, though. If you haven't signed up to Sorare, there is a link in the description down below. I know a lot of you would have already signed up, don't worry. But if you haven't, there's a link there. If you buy 5 cards at auction, you'll get one free. Great time to start, especially with the NBA playoffs coming up soon. Also, if you haven't joined our Swingman Sorare Society League, there will be a link for that in the description. I did just hit my mic as I did this. There'll be a link for that in the description. Join it, completely free to do. I don't know how many. We're closing in on like 100 members in that now. There'll be some playoff prizes coming for that as well. So yeah, make sure you're in that. And yeah, I mean, enough of that. Let me go through what my sort of week looked like last week, and then we'll jump into our teams for this one. So, I mean, I did these lineups on a plane or at an airport, I think is where I did them, because obviously I was away, missed the deadline, all that yada yada. So I didn't get the best info. The one that really did hurt me was Rare Eastern Conference. We were like 15th with the 2 days left. Marcus Smart is just in an absolute bum of form right now for the Celtics. The Celtics aren't in great form anyway. And then obviously this, it always hurts. It's not a DMP on the football side, but an NG, a no game, did really crucify me. If Caruso was playing, he was playing the Kings as well, I believe. If he'd have got something from there, we would have had a chance. But even then, I think Marcus Smart really did just put the nail in the coffin in that game week's chance. Red Champ, we fell outside of it. We got a rare tier 5 though. We'll take them. There's something. We could get some sort of rookie card that can be useful towards the end of the year. Or if Sorare do something for Summer League, it could be helpful then. But anyway, rare contender, just a complete miss again because I double stacked with the Marcus Smarts that I had. Spoiler alert, I no longer have 2 Marcus Smarts. Limited all offensive, that was the mode that I was going to give something away. Didn't hit. We did have some good scores, but Trey Mann just didn't live up to the potential that I thought he would have with the Thunder. Common, pick up another common card. It's nice that there is now a reward back in there. This is also what I'll be doing as the giveaway, so make sure that you leave your Sorare handle in the comments down below. And what can we ask as the random question? I want to know something. I want to try and engage a bit more with the people that watch these videos. I saw Embiid is now the favourite for MVP over Jokic. Who do you think should win MVP? There you go. There's a classic one. We'll put that down there. I mean, I think Embiid's MVP. My personal opinion. I don't care about PER stats. I go on the eye test, and Embiid's my guy this year. Limited champion, we missed. Luke Kennard was a decent one at 47, but Booker and Fox Fox at 62 is fine. Booker just didn't hit it at 43. He had a really bad game against the Magic though. And then limited contender tier 5. Jalen Duren did the business against the Nuggets, which was quite surprising. They did beat the Nuggets, I do believe. Yeah, I think they beat them. And the Nuggets, a few of the other teams, the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Suns aren't even looking great at the moment. It is really looking like it's going to be a Bucks chip. The 2 Spurs to the right, but yeah, again, a tier 5. We won't moan it. We'll move on to my lineups now. So we'll move on to our pickup game now. This is the one where if you finish in the top 200, you now get a limited card again. So if you do win in that needle in a haystack chance, you can get a limited tier 1. And these cards will all be worth a good value. Apart from Chris Middleton, I don't think he's worth a particular good amount. To be honest, 30 quid's not bad anyway. For free to play especially. It's better than nothing, and it's a lot better than what they had. And also, like we've said before, if I do finish and get a reward in this pickup game, which I'm really confident about my lineup this week actually, I'll be giving it away. So make sure your Sorare handles in the comments down below. My lineup for this, we've got Embiid, MVP choice for me. Jokic, some MVP choices for someone else's. And then you need the 3 filler guys. Now, I like Kenyon Martin Jr., but I'm tempted by Jeremy Sohan on the premise that, I don't know, I just like the Memphis, the matchup with them at the moment's a bit, and the Hawks are not, anyway. There is a double, and I think Kenyon might sit one of these games, or he'll get reduced minutes in one, because that's what it seems the Rockets are now doing. Doug McDermott at 8, at 16. He's been playing a lot more recently, especially in that second unit. He can nail a 3. I like him at 16, and I'm not picking Alex Caruso based solely on what he did to me this week. And then Matisse Thybulle at 23. There is scope that I could go for someone else, maybe a Dylan Brooks here. But I don't know. I've just got a feeling against the Celtics and the Clippers, there's going to be room for steals and blocks with him. That's where Matisse really picks up his points. So, yeah, these two can easily go off sort of in the 70s and 80s. If these guys slowly beat their L10s out, then I'm fairly optimistic. So someone might be winning a reward this week. Who knows? Anyway, we'll move up. Limited contender. We're going to run through this here. Buddy Boeheim at the moment is a pick that, do you know what? Buddy Boheim, he was projecting really well, and he got minutes when I didn't even think I thought he was still in the G League is when he started picking up minutes again. I think it was due to the Jaden Ivey injury and all of this sort of stuff, but I want to make sure that he's not in sort of, look, if he's slated to get like 10 minutes at an L10 of 2, I'm going to run the risk in limited contender, because my lineup this week, there's my little Ja Morant. Oh, you can't even see it because my face is there. My Ja Morant's still inactive. Buddy Boheim just isn't loading. There we go. If we go through, what did he get on the last few? He got a 12 and a 15, which on an L10 of 2, you're taking it all day long because it just enables you to get other stuff in. I do also think that, he's really, really cheap. He'll be like £1 if that, and the rare version of him will be like a £5. But if I go through everything that we've got on him here, he's projecting now to come out of it probably because Jaden Ivey's back. But even so, I'm going to run him at the moment unless I look at a way I can tweak this team a bit more. But Tyrese Maxey, 2 games. Indiana are going through like an injury crisis at the moment, I do believe. They've got a lot of people questionable, and they're probably deciding what they're doing at the moment. They've also got the Charlotte game, which I really like. Franz Wagner, 27 is a bit high for him. So if I do move Buddy Boheim off, then Franz Wagner will be the one that gets cut, and I'll probably go for like a Doug McDermott and a Luke Kennard is probably what I'll end up going for here, which I don't really love, but it's probably better than Buddy Boheim getting 0. But for now, we're going to run with the Wagner and we're going to run with the Buddy Boheim. I'm not saying go out and buy him. I'm just saying that this was someone that I saw. He was getting minutes again, even if it's garbage time minutes. The Pistons are really on we're trying to lose the hell now. The Pistons are really on that sort of we're trying to lose at all costs now. So yeah, that's pretty much it, especially in this last stage of the season. Tobias Harris at 25, same reasons as Maxey. I like the Sixers at the moment. The 2 road games back-to-back will be tough, but Charlotte and Indiana, I would expect the Sixers to get the job done there. And Jared Vanderbilt, 23. He's had games where he's very, very sort of hot and cold. He'll be not involved in the game at all. If he moves to the 5, which he has been doing sometimes, I don't like him as an asset at all. If he's at the 3 or the 4, which sometimes he has been, then he's a bit better. But the last game, I think he played at the 5, and I didn't like him at all. So anyway, we'll run with that. But there is a chance that I change Wagner and Boheim to Kennard and Doug McDermott. Limit all defense lineup. Now, this is there primarily unless something gets happened. I'm trying to sell the De'Aaron Fox, not because I don't rate him, just because there aren't enough competitions where I can warrant having him, and I'd rather claw the ETH back where people will be looking. De'Aaron Fox is a great asset because he'll be really good come playoff time as well, especially with the 15% boost. I'm going to do my whole playoff video. Don't worry, it's coming. I know a lot of people have asked me for it. It will come. It'll probably come on the weekend or early next week. Just been away and factors that have come to it. But regardless, limited all defense. If you don't know how to find out what these modes score and how they score, you click on the eye, you click details, and it is just blocks, rebounds, and steals. Now, I'm not entirely confident on this because I don't have those big, like Mitchell Robinson would be a good one this week. Bam Adebayo would be a great one this week. If you have a limited Jaren Jackson Jr., great one this week. But in any case, I'm playing Cam Reddish for the steals. He's not been in any of my other lineups. I could jig this lineup about because some of these guys would actually be quite useful, especially Dort, Cam, and Fireball in the limited contender, and I might move them all. But for now, I'm going to set with Cam Reddish here. Lou Dort is a great one on an all-defensive lineup. Also, the performance changes on the graphs to show you what they actually score. And if Thibault has a good game, you can definitely get it. Swiper the Fox can definitely do it. And Paul George is known for some of his steals and his defensive play. Not as much in the regular season now. Not that he's known for it as playoff P. But yeah, I like these guys here. Drew Eubanks just doesn't really do enough for me. Neither does Chris Boucher. Neither does Terrence Mann. I'm not going to put Doug McDermott in. Paul Reed's too inconsistent to play. Bob Bowl, again, they're all in the 10, so I'm going to play this. It's not great, but it's something of a lineup that we've got here. Limited champion this week, Joel Embiid is a no-brainer. 2 games, Indiana and Hornets. There is an off chance he sits one. He's always questionable anyway. He's played a lot of minutes this week in general and in the last few weeks. I don't think he will because now he's leading the MVP race. He really wants to win an MVP. I think he'll play both. Jordan Poole, 2 games, Hawks and Grizzlies. I like both of these matchups for the Warriors, despite the fact they're both road games and the Warriors stink at road games this year. Steph's got a questionable tag at the moment. I can see Jordan Poole coming in. If Steph sits, Clay will sit, in my opinion. And if that happens, then Jordan Poole will get an insane usage rate. So I'm happy with that. I don't love Jeremy Grant in this lineup at 33. I'd rather play Booker at 1, but if I do that, I've got to then find a 22 guy, and I don't really want to play Trey Jones again. I'd rather play Vucevic, I think. I know Booker's got the OKC in that game. I think he'll do really well. I don't care about his form in the last few games. But for the time being, I'll play Jeremy Grant. There's always scope that it's not going to show me his thing, is it? No, it's not. There's always scope with Jeremy Grant to get in the 40s. I like the matchup against Boston and the Clippers for him to be getting some steals, some blocks, and rebounds. So there we go. Vucevic as well, 36. This is in and around Vucevic territory. I like him at that. 2 games again. I like the Heat matchup. I don't really like him against Gobert. And then Dylan Brooks against the Spurs and the Warriors. The Warriors, I'll take Brooks in because he'll be trying to get about 40 steals in that game. He got a 35 in the last time they played. I'm happy with him for that. I think this can get a sort of tier 3, tier 4 if they all hit their potential. If I can find a way to get Devin Booker in, then I'd be really confident because I think Jordan Poole this week is a great pick. But for the time being, I'm happy with that lineup and we'll leave it there. The special competition for Rare this week is Rare All Defense. We've had Rare Western and Eastern conferences. This week we've got All Defense. I like and dislike these sort of approaches of different competitions that Sorare have been doing. I hope for next year we get like sort of underdog every single week. I think that should be a permanent fixture. But for the time being, I'll run you through. So it's the same promise. It's rebounds, blocks, and steals as the only scoring categories. So in terms of this then, this is where Alex Caruso should come into a world of his own because as he's in that sort of, if he plays, hopefully he's back. I think he was only out with illness, so there's no reason why, unless he's got a really bad. And I don't think it was COVID that they put him down with. I think he was just having an off day. If he's back for these 2 games, I do quite like him on this one. I know he's not scoring particularly well, but he does have scope to get in the 23s and 25s if he gets steals and blocks, which is in his game at the 4 in this sort of new look Bulls unit that they've gone for. Caleb Martin, not so much now. He's fallen out massively out of favour in Miami, it does seem. Since Kevin Love has arrived, he's moving back into sort of that backup 3 for when Jimmy's there. He's better scoring-wise in terms of if I was going to play him like a contender or champion. I'm not loving him as much now for sort of rebounds and blocks, which he never was unbelievable for. But as you can see, he had a bit of a better stretch when he was that more predominant guy. Jaren Jackson Jr., the defensive player of the year. I'm going to play him in a rare all defense. His rebounding is a bit suspect, even with Steven Adams out, but I like the matchups on the Spurs and the Warriors. He should be getting a lot of rebounds from there, especially against these 2 teams. He should be getting blocks as well. I think he's one of the better picks this week for rare all defense. I really do. Drew Holiday, again, defensive guy. Rebounding will be tough for him, but look, if he gets the steal mark, who knows? And Jimmy Butler is known for both rebounds and steals and blocks. So I really like these 2 picks in terms of Jimmy and Jaren. I could move Drew Holiday off this and put Mikal Bridges in because he has, as a 2-way player, he's been getting it. But I like the fact that Drew's playing the Raptors as opposed to the Nuggets for Mikal. So we're going to run with this one here and see how this does. So as you can see, the ghost of Buddy Boeheim is haunting me here. It's something that I looked at. He was like a $5, so I was like, I'm going to just chance it. And also his rare price sales do spike when players from the Pistons get injured or sit. So as a little investment, none of it's financial advice, but I was fine to pay it for a nailed 10 guide too. If he plays, this is fine. If not, I will probably have to remove Aaron Gordon from this and maybe Marcus Smart and jig it about. But for the time being, again, unless I get news, I'm going to play Buddy. Marcus Smart, 27, I don't like. I might play Gary Trent, might come into this, and Andrew Nemhard as well, because he's playing at the point guard now for the Pacers with a few guys out. So his L10's definitely on the up. But yeah, Marcus Smart at 27 is fine. Cam Reddish at 25, again, A Okongwu at 21, I do like. And Aaron Gordon at 34 is right on the cusp of where he should be. This rare contender, I'm not confident about, I will say this. But you never know with these things. I might be surprised, and this could pay a reward, who knows. And then last but not least, my rare champion. Now I do have a new MVP. I did say before I was looking at trying to trade some guys, trade up, get an MVP. So we're gonna roll onto this now. So this was the deal that I struck. We had a little bit of back and forth, but I managed to offload my duplicate Marcus Smart that I won from a tier 2 in Rare Champion, my duplicate Mikal Bridges that I won as a tier 2 in Rare Champion, a Wendell Carter Jr. that I bought, but I'd already won one of him anyway, a Jalen Duran, who's looking really, really well at the moment for the Pistons instead of that. I think he's been playing a backup 5 along sharing the minutes with Wiseman. And then a Paul George card that I bought in a trade a couple weeks back. Now, as you can see, I've picked up Devin Booker, and I've done this because, one, I'm going out on a limb and I'm thinking that the Suns are making it out from their conference, and thus I'll get the most utility out of an MVP from that team. If I could get Giannis, and there is scope in my gallery where I could do a deal with Booker, with Anthony Edwards, where there is scope where I can do a deal with Booker and Anthony Edwards rare, and a few other pieces, and maybe some ETH to try and get a Giannis. And Giannis is who I really think is the ultimate MVP for the playoffs. I do think the Bucks will win the chip this year. I managed to do this deal, took some ETH down from what he wanted originally. Like, I think if we go from this here, yeah, he wanted 59. I got him down to 47, and I got him to throw in a JaVale McGee purely because it's JaVale McGee. In any case, Booker is now my sort of main MVP for the rare lineup. So that's not what I want to see. I want to see I'm upcoming. So for rare champ, we do have Devin Booker. I know he's only got one game for the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks, which is why people are probably selling him. I'm happy because I'm fine with playing him at one game against the Thunder when Kevin Durant's not there. He should be the main guy. And against the Thunder, Devin Booker can definitely put up a big score. This also enabled me, this rare champion lineup is probably, I would say on paper, apart from the one where I came in the top 50, I came top 50 twice now, but this is one of the best looking rare champion lineups I've had in a long time. I don't care he's got one game. Anthony Edwards plays twice in 2 back-to-backs. Jaylen Brown plays twice in a back-to-back. Bol, I don't know what the Magic are doing, but Bol, his minutes is fine, but he's not getting any usage, which is what is strange. He's getting like 15 to 20 minutes a game now. The 2 games against LA, I'd hope that, I don't know, I'm just putting something in a fairy tale land in 2 LA games that Bol puts on a show. But I mean, if he got sort of 20, I'd be ecstatic. And then Jeremy Sohan, the Spurs have been sort of in that mask of like, what are we doing again? Are we going to play him? And if he does really well one game, they're like, whoa, we're not doing that here. Let's sit him. So there's always scope for Jeremy Sohan, again, to get in the sort of high 30s, low 40s mark. He's definitely got the caliber of potential for it. I really like the look of this lineup, especially with these 3 main guys. All 3 of these I would run as MVPs. So the fact I can get all 3 in, Bol, which I'm happy to play, and Jeremy Sohan, this rare champion lineup, I think looks really, really good on paper. And yeah, like I mentioned before, don't forget to join our Swingman Sorare Society League. There's 83 of you guys in here now. I really want to get this as big as we possibly can, along with everything that we do. So thank you very much if you're already in the league. But if you're not, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Get joined in because we will be doing some stuff come the playoff time. I'm still slightly under the weather, so thank you very much for bearing with me there. We're going to wrap this one up here. Thank you very much for watching. If you can, please hit the subscribe button on this video. It really helps out. We're trying to grow this channel as big as possible, and I love the support that you've been showing, so thank you very much for that. All the links will be in the description down below. Don't forget to leave your Sorare handle and let me know who you think is going to win MVP this week to be in with a chance if we win a reward in limited pickup or the common pickup. If we win a limited card on it, I'll be giving it away. So drop some stuff down in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.